Hello friends, very most welcome to all of you in this our online lecture series. Friends, today we will discuss here the very most important topic of part relativity of this paper, which is Michelson-Morley experiment. Friends, as we have told you in the starting, we have told you this paper has been divided into two parts. First part is relativity and second part is statistical physics. So we have started the first part, relativity, and in relativity this topic is very most important topic, Michelson-Morley experiment. Friends, the Michelson-Morley experiment is very large topic, so we will complete this topic in two parts. Today we will complete it here the first part, and in upcoming lectures we will discuss the second part of this topic. So we will continue. We will see here the Michelson-Morley experiment. Michelson-Morley experiment. Here Michelson and Morley are two scientists. This experiment was done or was performed by two scientists, Michelson and Morley. The Michelson and Morley in 1887, in the year 1887, this experiment has been performed. Friends, why the Michelson-Morley experiment was to be done? The answer is Michelson-Morley experiment was done by scientists Michelson and Morley to detect a hypothetical luminiferous ether. Hypothetical luminiferous ether. We will discuss all concept about of hypothetical luminiferous ether in the section background of this experiment. Friends, my question was why the Michelson-Morley experiment was to be done. Then answer is to detect the hypothetical luminiferous ether. The Michelson-Morley experiment was to be done. Friends, what is hypothetical luminiferous ether? Here, as you can see, the word hypothetical has been included. So we can learn from this word, from the word hypothetical. Hypothetical means, why it is called hypothetical? Hypothetical means it is weightless, frictionless, transparent, and undetectable. Due to these four properties, this ether is called hypothetical luminiferous ether, because these have these four properties. Friends, we will discuss here what is the background of Michelson-Morley experiment. In first section, we will see here what is background of Michelson-Morley experiment. Michelson-Morley experiment. Friends, to detect the hypothetical luminiferous ether, the Michelson-Morley experiment was to be done as we have told you. Firstly, we will see here the background of Michelson-Morley experiment. Friends, here it was assumed that the hypothetical medium, or we can say that the luminiferous ether is present everywhere. It was assumption of Michelson and Morley. The assumption was Michelson and Morley, the hypothetical medium, or we can say that luminiferous ether is present everywhere in space. And because the speed of light is very fast, or we can say that the speed of light c is equal to 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. The speed of light is very fast, so it has been considered also by scientists Michelson and Morley. The ether, or we can say that luminiferous ether have very large elasticity. It have very large elasticity, due to which the light, or we can say that light can travel with this very fast speed, with the speed 3 into 10 to power 8 meter per second. Friends, here ether has been considered it have very large elasticity, and as well as it has been considered also the ether is weightless, or we can say that in other words the ether have very less density, or we can say that very small density. About of ether we can write here also, ether have very small density. And the next assumption was the scientist Michelson and Morley about of ether is ether is present everywhere in space. Ether is present everywhere in space. All these properties, or we can say that all these statement about of ether was assumed by scientist Michelson and Morley. Friends, the next assumption was about of ether of Michelson-Morley experiment. About of ether is at rest. All these assumption was very most important assumption, and without these assumptions we cannot perform the Michelson-Morley experiment. Here, about of ether, it was considered everywhere, it is presented everywhere in space, and it is at rest relative to the earth or all bodies in the heaven, we can say that, and it has large elasticity, and it have very small density. This assumption was Michelson-Morley experiment about of ether. Friends, if we have considered that ether is present everywhere and it is at rest, since we know that the earth is moving always, or we can say that revolving around the sun, so we can say that earth moving relative to ether, which is rest, earth is moving relative to ether with some velocity. And also we know that earth have orbital motion, or we can say that earth revolves around the sun. It is always in motion. And also we can say that as assumption we can say that the earth is moving relative to ether without disturbing it. It is my consideration. Now we can say that if we have considered earth is moving and ether is at rest, then the all objects, or we can say that all apparatus which is presented inside of earth, it is also moving with earth, or we can say that with frame of reference of earth, it is also moving because earth is moving. Hence all objects in the earth is also moving. Or we can say that in other words, all objects in the earth which is moving, it is moving relative to rest ether. Hence we can say that in case of speed of light, if we are considering here the speed of light is c, then we can see that under the Galilean transformation, by the Galilean transformation, friends, Galilean transformation we have discussed in previous lectures. If you have not seen it, please you see, then the all doubts or all concept will be clear to you in this topic. So by the Galilean transformation, if we have considered here the speed of light is c, then c dash is equal to c plus minus v. Here v is velocity of moving frame and c is speed of light. C is speed of light, v is velocity of moving frame. According to Galilean transformation, we can write c dash is equal to c plus minus v. Here plus minus sign we have taken because if the velocity or we can say that speed of light, if the speed of light will be along into the direction of velocity of earth, if speed of light or velocity of light is along to the speed of or velocity of earth, then here sign will be negative, as we have discussed in Galilean transformation equation also. Then c dash will be c minus v if both are in same direction. Both means we can say that if speed of light and speed of earth or velocity of earth both are in same direction, then here sign will be negative, or we can say that c minus v. And if the velocity of light and velocity of earth is opposite to each other, then the value of c dash will be c plus v. We can see from this result very clearly. Here I hope all of you have know the why we have taken here the sign plus minus. Why we have taken here both sign plus and minus. Friends, we can say that here we can apply also if in the opposite case, in the contradictory of it, if first frame is moving and second frame is rest, then also we can write in the contradictory form, as we have told you in previous lecture. Now we will see here, if the velocity of earth and velocity of or speed of light, the direction of speed of light and speed of earth both are same, then here sign will be c minus v, as we have told you. And if the velocities of both are opposite to each other, then here sign will be negative. The positive and negative sign means we can understand from this result, if sign will be negative here, then the value of c dash will be less, and if velocity of c dash will be less, then more time required to travel a same distance. Here same distance means we can say that in all cases either sign here will be positive or negative. In all cases we have we have assumed the distance is same in both cases. If we consider the distance is same, x is same, then to travel or to cover the distance x, to travel or to cover a distance x with the speed, here if we have chosen the c minus v, here negative sign, if both are in same direction, then to travel a distance with this speed, the time will be more, because the speed is less in this case, because c minus v will be here according to my formula. And if both are in different direction, that means we can say that if c dash is equal to c plus v, then the time will be less, because here we can found the value of c dash is equal to c plus v. If it will be c plus v, then the velocity of speed of light, we can say that the value of c dash will be more, because it will be c plus v in this case. If the value of c dash will be more, then less time to cover the same distance x, then time will be less. I hope all concept has been clear to you completely. Now friends, here we want to say that to find out the relative motion between earth and ether, to find out clearly, to determine the relative motion between earth and ether, is the time difference will be required. To find out the relative motion between earth and ether, the time difference will be required, because one times we will get here, one times because earth is revolving and ether is rest, then we can observe or we can understand one times earth is opposite to the direction of velocity of light. Earth is revolving and light, we have considered here the light which is present, light is present in inside of earth, then one times the earth is in the direction of velocity of light, and one times we will get here the velocity of light and earth both will be same, as we have told you. Both condition we will obtain here. One times it will be positive and one times it will be negative. So the for observation of relative motion between earth and ether, the time difference will be required. With the help of time difference we can observe the relative motion between earth and ether. And many experiments has been done by the many researchers or many scientists before the Michelson-Morley experiment, but the one success experiment was by the scientist Michelson and Morley in 1887. Now we will see here the experimental setup of Michelson-Morley experiment. Here we have told you the background of Michelson-Morley experiment. In the background of Michelson-Morley experiment, we have told you the ether was a hypothetical luminiferous ether, was a imaginary medium, and to detect this ether, to detect the hypothetical luminiferous ether, the Michelson-Morley experiment was to be done. And about of ether, this assumption was taken by the scientist Michelson and Morley. Friends, the first assumption was about of ether. Ether is present everywhere in space and it is at rest and it has large elasticity and it has very small density, very low density. And here we have told you the time difference will be required to detect the relative motion between earth and ether. Here we have proved in front of you why time difference will be required to find out the relative motion between earth and ether. Now we will see here the experimental setup, experimental arrangement or experimental setup of this Michelson-Morley experiment. Next part we will see here the experimental arrangement. Its experimental arrangement is completely related to Michelson interferometer, which is a topic of optical physics. Friends, Michelson interferometer topic is very most important topic in optical physics, and here the experimental arrangement is same as a Michelson interferometer. It has analogous to the Michelson interferometer arrangement. So in Michelson interferometer, or we can say that in Michelson Morley experiment, the experimental setup, for experimental setup we have chosen a one extended monochromatic source of light. Here S is any monochromatic source of light, and we have chosen two plates. A plate, first plate, it is a first plate, and it is a second plate. Remember please, the thickness of both plates will be same here. Friends, here we have considered it is plate P and it is plate Q. S is any monochromatic source of light, and also we have two mirrors. Here we have considered first mirror, and here we have considered second mirror, M2. It has two mirrors, M1 and M2. The plate P is partially silvered. Here we can show the ray of speed of light. Here we can consider it is any ray of light, and since this plate is semi-silver, hence some part of light will be reflected from this plate and some part of light will be transmitted into this plate P, because the P is semi-silver glass plate. And also remember, the both glass plates P and Q will be at 45 degree with the x-axis. Here we can say that with this axis, x-axis. Friends, from here the light will be reflected. Some part of it will be reflected and then reflected back again from mirror M2. Firstly, the ray of light is incident upon this plate. Because this plate is semi-silver, then some part of light from this plate will be reflected, and again it will be reflected back towards to plate P from the mirror M2, and some part of it will be transmitted into this glass plate and through the plate Q. Here again this ray of light will be reflected from the mirror M1. So at this point, or we can say that into the plate P, these both rays of light which will be reflected back from mirror M2 and from mirror M1, it will again superimpose. It will meet at this point into the plate P and superimpose to each other. So we will observe it from, or we can say that with the help of telescope. Here we can say that in other words it is a telescope T. With the help of telescope we will observe the interference pattern into the glass plate P. Here this plate is semi-silver and this plate is known as compensating plate. Compensating plate. Why it is called compensating plate P? Sorry, plate Q. Here glass plate Q. Why it is called compensating glass plate? Because it will make the both rays of light, first is this ray of light and second is this ray of light, will be same here. Here what will be same here? The same here means we want to say that because this first ray travels a distance in glass plate medium 2 times, but the second ray which is transmitted through the glass plate P, the second ray is travel a distance this towards to mirror M1 and reflected by from mirror M1, and if Q is not present then it will move from mirror M1 the second ray which have transmitted through the glass plate P, it will go through this plate directly and will reflected from this mirror M1 and directly into this plate. But the first ray is travel distance in medium 2 times, while the transmitted ray of light is travel in medium distance traveled in medium only 1 times. But if we placed a next glass plate Q also, then for this ray, or we can say that this ray also travel a distance in medium 2 times. So condition will be same. The first ray is travel a distance in this glass plate P 2 times, and transmitted part of light also travels 2 times, 1 times in this glass plate and 1 times in this. So it also will move or will travel a distance in medium 2 times. Transmitted part and reflected part both are will be same here. So it is called compensating glass plate Q. The use of compensating glass plate Q, why we have taken here, I hope the concept will be clear, because the both rays, the reflected and transmitted part of ray of light of, or we can say that through the glass plate P, the travel distance in medium will be same here. So and we will observe the superimposed position, or we can say that the interference pattern into the glass plate P with the help of telescope. And with the help of this experimental arrangement, we will continue in the next part, and we will told you the all concepts about of Michelson-Morley experiment in next parts. In this part, we have discussed the background of experiment and the experimental arrangement. So today we will stop here, and we will continue with the help of this figure in upcoming lectures, next lecture. Thank you very much.